drinking my coffee and eating my cereal this morning, decided to go on Facebook Marketplace. I logged into Facebook, and this immediately came up on the first thing in my feed. It's a guy who is mad because the price of classic cars are being driven up in his mind by the auctions and guys with too much money. It's something to think about. Has the auctions and the guys spending all this money on classic cars made classic cars unaffordable to most people? Have they always been unaffordable at a certain point when they started to become collectible? Back in the 80s, when I was a kid, I think like all kids, we had dreams of owning a hot car. Well, maybe not all kids. Some kids wanted to skateboard. Some kids wanted to roller skate, collect stamps. I tried those things. For me, it was cars. My dad was an avid car nut, and it just kind of stuck on me. So anyway, this leads me to what I'm going to say is when I was a kid, we drove past a 1970 Boss 302. Never forget it. Grabber blue, really original car. This had to be probably 1982, early 80s. Wasn't quite old enough to drive. But boy, that car left an impression in my mind. Got the nerve to ask the owner what he was asking. And he said he wanted $10,000 for the car. It might as well have been $1 million for a 14, 15-year-old kid, because there's no way I would ever had that kind of money to purchase that car. But boy, was that neat. So there's been a lot of questioning in the classic car hobby. Have cars gotten overpriced lately? Now, you know, that's definitely something to be considered. The prices have gotten astronomical. A lot of reasons behind that. Some guys blame rich guys getting into it, just looking for an investment. Some guys blame the auctions for driving prices up. Hard to say exactly what the factors are, but one thing's for sure, definitely become way more expensive for the average guy like me to be able to afford. So my question is it hurting things? I don't think it is. Honestly, I think the high prices of classic cars has actually helped the hobby. You might think I'm crazy, but let me explain. This car, 1966, 427, original R code 4-speed car. Any 66 Galaxy is very hard to find parts for. When I redid this car, it was a sympathetic restoration, not a full restoration. Parts, and they still are, were hard to find. I had to search high and low for good used grill, trim, etc. Even body panels. I had to find, there's the lower quarters need to be repaired. Nothing out there for it. So I found an original rust-free lower quarter to tie into the back. There was a little bit of rust in the lower quarters. I just wanted to make sure the car was solid. So that needed to be addressed. Anyway, it was very hard to find these parts, and they were very expensive. My opinion is that when guys spend a lot of money on these classic cars, that's going to make the aftermarket look at them and say, okay, maybe we should invest in making reproduction parts for these classic cars. Especially when they see multi-million-dollar Hemi Cudas, multi-million-dollar Shelby Mustangs, $1 million Chevelles, Camaro, COPOs, bringing over that, it makes them stand up and take notice. What I believe is that when cars sell for big money, it filters down and helps the others, because at that point, it makes the market want to do reproduction parts for these cars. Cars that would generally get thrown away, say like a SS350 that's been rusted, Chevelle, or a Camaro. Take whatever model you want, whatever. Anyway, parts that were unavailable now become available because the aftermarket has decided to reproduce them, because the cars have increased in value. And they know guys will buy parts to fix their cars up at this point because of the ever increasing values. We're going to be able to save cars that we wouldn't normally save. Guys who may have a regular pedestrian Chevelle, Mustang, Camaro, Cuda, these parts are now available because of the higher priced cars. Before you go and just get really upset that you can't afford that Hemi Cuda, think about it too. Back in the 80s, could you afford a Hemi Cuda back then? Just like me when I was looking at that Boss 302. I couldn't afford that Boss 302 then. I can't afford it now. So really nothing's changed. Except I can buy a fastback for okay money, fix it up, and have a really cool car for a lot less money than what it used to be. Just something to think about. And let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree with me, you don't agree with me.
He's an idiot. The man is an idiot, ladies and gentlemen.
That's fine. I'm really curious to see what your thoughts are, and carry on the conversation through the comments. It's something that a lot of guys have a pretty radical debate about. Some get irate because of the costs. Other guys just accept it as part of the hobby. I just really think it's helping everything, helping the hobby, and allowing us to get these parts to fix our cars that ordinarily we'd probably just end up throwing away because they're too far gone to fix. Once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every one of you who's helped me get over 1,000 subscriptions last month. That meant a lot to me. And I'll be here making more videos, whether you want to watch them or not. But thank you.